So by the time Ashok is no longer here, you're no longer here, I'm no longer here, the kids are still covered. And oh, by the way, their premiums finished 40 years ago.
Yeah, they don't have to pay. Really give you access, support, a concierge service to getting the right kind of care, family support, mental support that you need to go through this very difficult time.
Hi everyone and welcome once again. My name is Richard Williams from Continental, sitting in by the hazy Dubai. We're sort of heading towards winter here, if there is such a thing in Dubai. And meanwhile, the storm Kieran is battering the UK just now, so I'm probably delighted to be here with Akshay, Director of Continental. Thanks, Akshay. It's great
Always
to
a
be
pleasure,
here.
Richard. Welcome back to Dubai. I wish you brought some of the rain with you.
Well, you can
Winter
have.
hasn't quite
If
kicked
there was a
in.
way of bringing it, believe you me, I would bring it with me. Guys, today we're talking again about Omnicare 3, which I mentioned to you in a previous recording. My light bulb moment was the fact that it is a multi-claim. And we were talking just before we came on camera about families. And for me, there are some real game-changing moments in our lives. Meeting the person you love, getting married, having children. I'm now at that stage. My kids, Matt and Esme, are 22 and 25, so I've got to that stage where they're becoming or have become my best friends. So it's magical. But going back one stage, when our children are born and you're holding that sort of beautiful new baby, which is always a funny phrase, I've never seen an old baby, but you're holding a new baby. The thought of insuring something that has just come into the world is a bit of a block for me. But it's not anymore. And Akshay and I are going to talk a little bit about why Omnicare is so fantastic. And I'll tell you why it's not for me, is as in why it's not a block for me anymore, is I saw some statistics from one of the providers that we use, and it showed a timeline from 0 to 100, which is essentially the timeline that you're covered for. And the statistic for the youngest claimant was 2. I mean, can you imagine what that family would have been going through, having just brought this beautiful child into this world, to then have the nightmare of a critical illness? Having a policy that can cover children, I am now convinced it's fantastic. Now, I know you're also a father with 3 lovely boys.
Yes.
And I think they're all covered as well for that very reason. But
they are
you know,
indeed.
let's hear it from Akshay, whose kids are significantly younger because he's significantly younger than me.
Not by too much anymore. It's all a blend. No, yeah, 3, 6, and 8. Still madness around the house, but love every moment
Any
of
more?
it. No, not for now. You've heard it here
Sorry,
first.
I put you on the spot there. Sorry.
It's on camera now. I might get in trouble for that. But once you understand this world of financial planning and protection and insurance, and you go through paying claims to families, and you read statistics like that, we work with these insurance carriers very regularly, and we've seen instances where in the past, cover only started at 18. There wasn't enough information and data to build solutions for younger ages. And we were at the forefront pushing. We need this for children. It's important. We are living through a time where we see children go through serious conditions. Now, it's a very unpleasant thought. It's a difficult concept to kind of grapple, to explain to a client who has a young family. But the fact of the matter is, these things happen. We all know that. It's not a pleasant thought, but they happen. And that's the world we live in. Now, do I have something at my disposal that can help me navigate that very complex minefield of providing for my children, providing the best access to care, having the right funds, giving them everything that, my promise as a father to protect my family, giving them the tools and the access to that sort of care, I think is imperative. And for us, obviously being in this world, it's very easy. Wow, an insurance solution exists for children that gives us all the same benefits of an adult critical illness where it pays out multiple times. The cost for a younger child is significantly lower. It is guaranteed for their whole life up to age 100. It's perfect gift.
So you are creating a legacy as well as keeping them safe until we are long gone and they're 98.
Absolutely. I remember,
and healthy.
My father pushing at 18. The moment I was 18, you need to buy a critical illness plan. Obviously at 18, you're like, I'll put it off. I'm not going to prioritize that. Not going to prioritize that. But it was important for our family, obviously being in this world, and I put it in place. And then by 24, get a little bit more, and we got married, get a little bit more, and now you have kids, get a little bit more. But all those solutions are essentially term policies, only last till age 80 and cover a limited amount. The moment we said, okay, now we can buy it for a child, not only do we believe in the value of that for all our clients who have children, anyone who has children, but for our kids, that's the first thing we did. And I'm proud to say that all three of my boys are covered with an Omnicare. And by the time they're 15, premiums will be paid in full and they will be covered for the rest of their life. It's one thing that they don't have to worry about. Touch wood, nothing happens to them before that age or throughout their life. Maybe that's a little bit of a big request, but at least when they're younger, if something were to happen, I know that there's funds there, there's access there, there's a network of community and support that I have, which is essentially what these policies give you outside of just here's the claim amount. They really give you access, support, a concierge service to getting the right kind of care, family support, mental support that you need to go through this very difficult time. And, we were just talking before we were on camera. It doesn't make it a product. It doesn't make it an insurance policy. It doesn't make it just a solution in itself. It is a structure. It's a network. It's a community of support that allows me to keep my promise to my family that I'm here to take care of you. And I've put in place everything that's needed to ensure that we get through this if something happens. And obviously we hope that nothing happens.
And I'm a man of repetition, so I do look at this as a very much guardian angel solution. Absolutely. So by the time Ashok is no longer here, you're no longer here, I'm no longer here, the kids are still covered. And oh, by the way, their premiums finished 40 years ago.
Yeah, they don't have to pay.
So, and then lastly, there's a bit of a sort of pre-existing feeling with these types of things that there's so much administration involved in setting up. I think that's where the value of Continental comes in, because you and Ashok have put in place a dedicated team that can oversee the whole processes for our partners. So a bit like guardian angel to them, helping them along with the process.
Leave that part to us. Focus on the real benefits to your clients. We were also talking, it's not just here's a list of 136 illnesses. It's specified in these policies if there's a rare condition that's unique to younger age children, unique to youth, that's discovered in the last year, we will cover that. We have over a dozen specifically child-related illnesses that are covered explicitly. Nothing like that exists. Being able to get this cover in place and pay for it as a grandparent, as a father, for a minor, nothing like that exists. If you have the means, it's one of those things that you have to do. Paperwork, admin, these things, because of the complexity, to understand the human condition that deeply, to be able to to build these insurance policies and to kind of protect against these risks, it's very complex. And yes, it does mean paperwork and jurisdiction and admin, but we take care of all that. We've had loads of experience, and I think for the most part, if you understand the value of what you're doing for the client, it might seem hard at first, but I think it's quite efficient and streamlined right now.
I agree, and I think our partners have come to expect there is paperwork required in the world in which we live now. No one gets out of this world alive, including all of us in this room, and including, unfortunately, our children as well. We just don't know how we're going to get to that point. But in the meantime, with solutions like this from Continental to our partners, we can make the road a lot more predictable. Actually, as always, thank you for your warm welcome.
Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it.
Your words of knowledge are always very welcome.
Appreciate the dialogue. It's fun catching up.
It is.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Bye.